what happens when you take an absolute classic, this old Aquasport 19.6, and marry it with DIY Water World and all the ridiculous ideas I come up with? Well, this is what you get. Hi friends, and welcome to another project build. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's get started. Pretty big. What do you think? I like it. All right, so what I want to do, I know that there's water between the stringers, basically under here. Listen. Here it's sloshing. So I'm going to basically drill some access holes and hopefully find out where this water could be. Right there, why not? Well, there we go, we got water. It is glass, top and bottom. All right, so I'm gonna try to do this with one hand. I got this hose. It is filled up with water. So I'm gonna siphon it out. This is without siphoning. Well, kind of siphoning. Oh gosh. Hose is in. We're flowing. Oh man. I don't know how much water is in this poor boat. I had a good feeling there was a lot of water in this, how heavy it is. This poor trailer. These torsion axles are screaming for help. All right, both sides drained. Now the center section. We're flowing like the salmon of Capistrano. Everything behind there. So one of the things I like doing, if you want to inspect, so right now I have no idea how this floor stringer system is. I want to make sure there's no sitting water anywhere. So what I'm doing is just doing some access holes, but a good trick is to use a phone, turn on your flash and do some photos, and you can look at what you get. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to stick the phone down the hole and do some photos. I didn't even see in video. No. Too dark. So I could see in the video that there's a big hollow space in the center, and somewhere around here looks like there's a bulkhead going across. So what I want to do is I want to find out the distance from this hole to where that bulkhead is, so I can kind of figure out if I'm going to use the empty space underneath, do some storage, do a hatch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this PVC pipe in. Oh, push it until it hits. Oh, okay. So we hit there. I'm going to mark it. Now, pull the tube out and basically see if I line up my mark about right there. We're hitting right there. So that bulkhead is right on this bulkhead. So basically the entire front center, all of this square is an open compartment underneath. All right. All this dust. Got it cut off. Check it out. So now I'm just gonna trim here, and then I'll cut this big bulkhead, make it even. All right. So I got everything cut. Got my lines cut nice. Get up here. Really get an idea. Let's see how straight this is. Let's see if these lines line up. Oh! Let's see how it looks. Without, there we go. Now we're talking. So much better. So what I'm gonna do now, a little bit of the old. I'm gonna resin coat all of this. It's pretty good, maybe a little bit separated, but the resin will get in there. I want to weatherproof these basically, and then I'll be able to just scuff these up when I go to bond to them. So I want to mix up some resin. Also where I cut little access. All right, so this is the first coat. I'm just gonna do one more coat. This next coat of gel coat, since it's my final coat, I'm gonna add a wax solution to it. That's gonna make sure it's not open, sticky. So what do you think about the color match? It's good enough. Yesterday I got all this put in gel coat. So yeah, it's getting there. Today I got the holes drilled for the motor. What I did was I found my center line, and basically I took this measurement to the corner, here straight across, down here straight up. I basically referenced a bunch of spots, got my true center line, and then Tim let me use his little bracket that I put on there and drilled out my holes. I just put some tape because it's been raining a little bit. I don't want water to get in there. So here's something I'm thinking about. This top here was from the Trimaran, my old Tremolino. I cut this top off. It's all Divinycell composite. I'm thinking about using it as a little kind of Dodger cutty cabin. Maybe a little house here with a little bit of a roof, you know, maybe right there. All right, so I have been beating myself up with this boat, doing so many different configurations of how I want to set this up. You know, one of the biggest challenges I have is that when I see work that is already done, so like all this stuff, the big bulkheads, I don't want to waste it. I want to use them. I want to utilize, you know, how can I make that work best? I like the idea of keeping compartments, but sometimes what happens when you try to make existing things work for your program, you end up straying away from your program. So I've decided to simplify this entire build. You guys, I hope you guys like what I end up doing with this thing. So yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. One of the biggest announcements for this coming season, I have partnered with FGCI. FGCI is Fiberglass Coatings Inc. They're a company that provides, number one, incredible customer service and knowledge. Number two, a phenomenal product. And number three, incredible value. If you've watched some of my past builds and videos, you'll see that I've already incorporated FGCI products. I've been putting them to the test and I am absolutely in love with their products. I can't wait to share with you some of the upcoming videos of projects we've already done. FGCI is on board. They're making these videos possible. There's an old saying that I pretty much have lived by: support those that support you. You can implement that to any part of your life, whether it's friends, family, but especially business. And FGCI has really stepped forward to help with these builds and projects. They want to see this channel grow and they want to see you grow. They want to see you tackle your DIY projects. And I couldn't be more excited. I've got a link in the description of this video to their website. And let me tell you what, support them because they support you. They support this channel. They support the builds. And you know what? We have so much good stuff coming from FGCI. I'm really excited to share. Oh man. What in the... All right, so way bigger than any motor I ever run. What am I running here? Yes. Take a look at that. What's that say? Right there. 200. I am going to run a Yamaha 200 HPDI. This is a two-stroke, super, pretty much as fuel efficient as Yamaha could get with their two strokes. That's what we're gonna run. This is gonna be a little overpowered, but you know, you get what you get. And this is what I could get a deal on, so this is what I'm running. All right, so I've got this. This is actually an engine cover from a 25-foot Dusky. It was an inboard boat. My buddy Rupert had the boat, and he redid the whole thing. Wasn't using this, so I've been holding on to this for a minute. This is a great piece. So now's the time. I'm going to use it for the Aquasport. All right, so this will sound totally crazy, but I've done this in the past. I'll literally base an entire structure off something so simple and dumb and replaceable as a cushion. But I don't know, certain pickings and things that I find really call out to me, and this cushion is one of them. Okay, so imagine this cut here against the bulkhead. So this will basically be sitting about like that. Helm's here. I can sit here, steering wheel, binnacle, totally just be right to the very front, easy to access the anchor, anything that's up front, but for just real slow, maybe cruising through the flats, or just a comfy spot to be in the deck stern behind me. So looking this way, this would be the very front bulkhead. Have this mounted right like this. Zoop, zoop. What do you think? All right, so here's our engine box, engine cover. All right, so here we go. We got the box in. Let's get our pod. And trim this foam. Yeah, like it. Holy moly. It's warm out. Ed hooked me up yesterday, nice little canopy here. This will help a ton today in the shade. So what I want to do is show you what I've done. So I'm going to be glassing from the inside. So this is going to be the little walk-through area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the panel, the console box up against here. And when I glass, I'm going to glass over the bulkhead. So I made these little trenches. So what I'm going to do is pack those full of putty. Give this all a wet wipe, meaning like a wet putty mix, and then I'll laminate my fiberglass over it, and then my edge will hang. I'll be able to trim the edge, and then I can do a nice radius however I want. This is ready to tab in. So one of the things you always want to, if you're going to do any fiberglass work, you want to grind to raw glass. So you actually see, you see that ridge? Kind of see a ridge there. So it's really easy. If you really get down to glass, once I do my laminations, I'll do 2 laminations of 1708. I'll be at about the same level as my gel coat. So it'll be really easy to sand and fair if I want to go that route. So this is ready. I have gotten this area cut out. Let's see where it's ready. Well, it's not always sunshine and rainbows in Florida. So here we go. Just want to show you guys what I got done earlier. So I tabbed in, got some water. What do you guys think about that? All right, so it's raining outside. It won't stop. So what I'm going to do is I'm trying to set this up, the helm pod, set it up in here, drill all the holes, do the cutting. One more little thing. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Bada boom. Bada bing. Game changer right here. If you don't have one of these, a little steering knob on your steering wheel, you're missing out. All right. So I've got the area cut out. It's just everything from yesterday. So everything's packed. I did it last night. It was raining. I didn't really get to videotape. But the little overhanging edges I ground down this morning. It's a super solid. So basically I ground down a little bit, created a channel, packed that with an epoxy based putty, which was just epoxy mixed with 1/4 inch chopped and cotton flock. So all of it. It is much stronger having that there. So now I've got this test fit, ground down prep. So I've prepped the inside and the outside of the helm pod. So basically, got my marks. So what I'm able to do now is I'm going to do a fillet here of epoxy with, again, 1/4 inch chop strand and some aerosol just to give it some strength. So I'm going to have a fillet on the outside. It's going to go all the way around. So I'll go through the inside, do another fillet on the inside, and then tab in basically the top edges of this pod. It's going to be more than enough strength. Yeah, pretty cool. What do you think? How's that look? A little funky, off-centered hatch hole. It's all right. I got an idea. There's always a reason behind everything. Well, there you have it, friends. That is the end of part 1. I appreciate you for joining us for the build. As always, I appreciate so much your likes, your comments, your subscriptions. Your channel love means the world to me. So keep it going, and I'm going to try to keep these builds going. So with that being said, I'm going to get back to working, and I'll see you for part 2.